All right, welcome to Math Unit 6 review. And this is um, me going over the review worksheet. Your test is on Thursday, January 30th. Okay, Thursday, January 30th. So number one says there are 220 calories in 5 crackers. It says write the ratio of calories to crackers in all 3 forms. And the key here is it says to write it in simplest form. Okay, so I need to simplify this, and I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 5, and I'm going to get 44 calories per 1 cracker. So the 3 ways to write this are 44 to 1, 44 to 1, and 44 over 1. Number 2, a plane has 125 total seats. So it has 125 seats. There are 50 seats in first class, so I need to write the ratio of plane seats to the whole plane to first class. So there's 125 seats total. There's 50 people in first class. I'm going to call that FC. It says write it again in simplest form. Okay, so I need to simplify this, and I'm going to start by dividing the top and the bottom by 5. And I'm going to get 25 over 10. And then I can keep going. I'm going to divide it by 5 again. I get 5 over 2. Okay, so my 3 ways to write it are 5 over 2, 5 to 2, and 5 colon 2. Okay, so my 3 ways to write the ratios. Looking at number 3. The directions in this one say you must use proper unit rate work. Okay, we're using unit rate work, not proportions. Okay, we focused a lot in the second part of this unit on proportions, but the first part of this unit we need to talk about unit rates. So when we remember, unit rate is when the denominator is 1. So Lexi earned $96 babysitting in 8 hours. And I want to know how many dollars she earns in 1 hour. So to do that, my pen won't let me change colors. Oh, yes, it will. To do that, I need to divide the top and the bottom by 8. Okay, because I divide the numerator and the denominator by the denominator, because 8 divided by 8 gives me the 1, and 96 divided by 8 gives me 12. So Lexi earns $12 per hour. Number 7. Shayla can buy a 7-pound bag of dry cat food for $7.40. So I'm going to highlight the important information. 7 pound for $7.40 and 3 pounds for $5.38. Okay, and we remember that price goes on top. So $7.40 for 7 pounds and $5.38 for 3 pounds. I need to find the unit rate, how much 1 pound costs, to find out which one is the better deal. And to do that, I divide the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So I got to divide by 7, divide by 3. In this first one, I get 106 if I round per pound. And for the 3-pound bag, I get $1.79. So my answer to this, and the way I want you to write this, is the 7-pound bag is the better deal. And it's the better deal because it costs less per pound. Let's look at number 5. I need to determine whether 9 over 18 and 3 over 6 are proportional. And the way I do this is by simplifying these fractions. So I have 9 over 18, divide the top and the bottom by 9, I get 1. Oh, wow. Hold on. Oh, no. Come back. Sorry about that. I get 1/2. And then 3/6, divide the top and the bottom by 3, I get 1/2. So, since 1/2 equals 1/2, the ratios are proportional. Yes, I want you to write that on your test. You need to get in the good habit. Next one, we are doing cross products. So I have x over 9 equals 19 over 57. And remember, with cross products, I multiply the crosses. So I'm going to multiply 57 times x equals 19 times 9. 57 times x is just 57x. 19 times 9 is 171. And then I need to get x by itself. And to do that, I divide both sides by 57. And I'm left with x is equal to 3. Cross products. Number 7, we're doing customary units. This chart will be on your test. You do not need to memorize this chart, okay? But you do need to know how to convert these units using proportions. I don't want to see any random division marks. I need to see you set up the proportions correctly. So on this one, I'm converting 28 pints to quarts, and I don't know how many quarts, so I'm going to call it x. Then I need to set up my other proportion as pints over quarts as well. And then I look up in my chart and I try to find somewhere where it says pints and quarts. And I see right here that 2 pints equals 1 quart. So 2 pints equals 1 quart. And from there, it's pretty simple. I can just cross multiply. So I have 2 times x equals 28 times 1. 2x equals 28. Divide both sides by 2, and I get x is equal to 14. And don't forget the label, 14 quarts. Next one, I need to convert 15,840 feet to miles. And I don't know how many miles, so I'm going to call that x. And my second proportion also needs to be feet over miles. And I know that 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. From there, I need to do my cross proportions or cross multiplication to find the missing value. Okay, and that leaves me with 5,280 times x. I'm running out of room. I'm going to go down here. Equals 15,840 times 1. Okay, so then I'm left with, I'm going to go over here, 5,280x equals 15,840. Divide both sides by 5,280. And I'm left with x is equal to 3 miles. Do not forget your labels on those. Those are super important when you're doing customary units. Number 9, I need to tell whether parallelograms ABCD and parallelograms WXYZ are similar. And I'm going to assume that the measure of their corresponding angles are equal. So remember, I assume that the measure of their corresponding angles are equal. And for these two to be similar, the ratio of their sides must be proportional. Okay? So I'm going to look at 2 different sides. I'm going to say AB is proportional to WX. So then I have 20 over 15. But I also know that BC is proportional to XY. Okay, so 14. Yes, those are my dogs in the background. Sorry, I can't help it. 14 over 9. So I need to simplify these to see if they're proportional. So I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 5, and I'm left with 4 over 3. And they've decided to play. Hold on. All right, they're just going to play, so bear with me here. I'm almost done. 14 over 9 is in its simplest form, so the answer to this is they are not similar. So you would say ABCD is not similar to WXYZ. Oh my gosh, hold on. All right, so ABCD is not similar to WXYZ because 4/3 and 14 over 9 are not the same ratio. All right, last one. So I am telling you that ABC is similar to XYZ. And I need to find this missing value right here. And in order to do that, I set up proportions of the similar sides. So I have 20, I'll use a different color. I have 20 over the question mark equals, my other set of corresponding sides is 22 over 5.5. Okay, and from there I know I can do my cross proportions. So I have 22x equals 20 times 5.5, and 20 times 5.5 is 110. So I have 22x equals 110. Divide both sides by 22, and I'm left with x equals 5. Make sure when you're doing this on your test, you show me all of this work. Super important. If you have any questions, please email me. You all have my email address. It's meganscott@lindberghschools.ws, and I'd be happy to help. Have a great night.